what you see here is a deck of cards. Okay? This deck of cards, it symbolizes society. And as in every society, you have categories. A category can be your skin color, or where you're from, or the religion you belong to, if you have a religion, or it can be the political party that you're associated with. So here you have group number 1. Okay? And let's call this group the diamond group. Here, all diamonds. You have the 2s going all the way to the 10s, and you have the ace. Okay? And let's say that the A is the outlier of that community. So we do it like that. Then you have the flowers. And again, you have the whole community over here, including the ace. Okay? Let's put that down. And the ace, again, is an outlier. Now you have the spades. That will be another group. And of course, that group also has its outlier right over here. Then you have the hearts. And the hearts has the same thing, with the ace as the outlier. Put that down too. Up till now, you had 4 groups with ranking from 2 till 10, and you had an A, which was an outlier. Let's say now that the A is the believer, and all the others are ranking from a cleaner to someone who picks up trash, or someone who is a manager at a bank. So between the 2s and the 10s, you have various economic ranks, and they're competing with one another within the group. So that's that group, but the group is homogeneous. And then you have what you call the business owners. Those are the ones with economic leverage, and with them, they don't care about spade or flower or diamond or heart. For them, it's the economic power that matters. And you also have the religious group. And to them, the female here symbolizes religious systems. To them, it's all about keeping the game of religion going. It's keeping people in a state of fright so they comply. And then you have the government and those agents behind the government, and they're the ones who just wants to keep the things manageable. They don't care about those intrinsic differences that the masses care about. So, the government, that's the state. You have the religion, and you have the business world. All ethnicities, all religious backgrounds, and political directions don't even exist amongst them, because they know that left and right politics is just a game. This can be called the upper class. And then you pick up all the groups, and they form the masses. And from the masses, you have the outliers, who are the believers, who walk by faith. And you have more believers, but those that walk by faith are the real outliers, because they're the ones that really operate apart from the violence of society. This is what keeps society in an ordered, predictable, and manageable state. All those differences that people hold on to. But for this social cohesion of society to work in an orderly and predictable and manageable way, people need to be motivated to perceive this construct as valid. So, at the top of this whole hierarchy, you have the scapegoats. Now you may think, how can the scapegoats be on the top? Because without the scapegoats, none of this appears valuable. There are two types of scapegoats. Or two type of victims. You have the celebrities, which are the colored jokers, the happy jokers, and you have the sad black and white jokers, who are the ones being victimized. This whole construct over here is a form of collective escapism of the masses, and this produces pressure. All of this, all those expectations and frustrations of the community together upon one another is going to cause friction, it's going to lead to violence, and if you don't watch out, it's all going to explode into civil unrest, massacres, or children being violated in mass here and there. So you don't want that to happen. People want everything to remain manageable and orderly. So what do they do with all the negative tension that all the pollution emerges? I'm glad you asked. The black and white joker is the victim upon whom this whole weight is smacked upon. And at the same time, to distract the members of the society that's what they're doing, so they don't have to prevent the masses from facing themselves, you have the happy joker, the colored joker. These are the celebrities. These are the ones who are overwhelmed with luxury, and they're not allowed to be vulnerable humans. They are turned into false gods for people to worship, whether they are Hollywood actors or popular politicians, or those wealthy pagan pastors, or those influential activists. That's what they are. So you have the happy joker, the celebrities, and the sad joker, the ones who are openly violated. Well, openly. They cover up this one with this one. And they say, if you want to be like everyone could be like this one if they work hard enough. And if you end up like this one, it's your fault. So the victim is always blamed, and society is always innocent. Why are those two at the top? Because both the celebrities as well as those who are dumped upon, they know the scam of society. They know what's really going on. So for those that are twos over here, who have a 9-to-5 job, and that's the only thing they have, they dream about becoming a 5. Those are a 5, so they are, you could say, middle class, dream to become a 10. And those are a 10 never manage to become a jack or to become to the upper class. Why? Because to belong to the upper class, you must take the Baphomet out, and you must forfeit the Heavenly Father completely. And some of the happy jokers also took the Baphomet out, but they are aware of what goes on. They are aware that they are collective victims. They're not allowed to be vulnerable humans. And that's why those celebrities often end up addicted to drugs or to pornography or whatever to cope with the weight that's on them. And then the mass think, how come that guy, he's a famous rapper, he earns millions a year, so how can he be stressed out? We just don't understand it, because we believe in this, the scam. So, again, this predictable law and order construct that worldlings want to keep in place only works as long as they have the sad jokers to victimize as a group, and they can hide this by adhering their attention to the happy jokers. And the happy jokers know very well that there is no actual difference between them and the sad jokers. The only difference is these ones are overwhelmed with luxury, and these ones are raped, spit upon, killed, marginalized, and exterminated. So, those that know what goes on, they have the advantage. Now, the happy jokers know what goes on, but they're bonded. They're in bondage to the paranormal. The sad joker is above the happy joker because he has no reason to believe He or she has no reason to believe in this. So, the sad joker is considered the last. But in fact, he's the first. So what Christ said, that the last should be the first and the first should be the last, this is also what it means. Because the first should be the last and last should be the first, it can be applied to various stuff. When it comes to society, it means the following. Those that are selected as victims to be dumped upon, they end up having the advantage over that whole community. And those who silently and faithfully submit to the expectations and the pressure of society end up being the lowest because they don't even know what goes on. Because the sad joker is closest to the Heavenly Father than all those other people. Why? Because he or she has no option to get relief. They have no choice but to rely on the Heavenly Father or to perish by the violence of the group. But those that are part of the group who have some relief from some relief that's provided by the construct, they don't see the scam and they have no interest in seeing it, because once they see it, they can't unsee it. So, do not worship the happy jokers and don't attack nor look down on the sad jokers. If you're a believer, keep walking by faith and glorify the Heavenly Father. Be at peace.